Welcome back to Bipolar Talks, the space where we explore mental health with a mindful heart. If you're new here, I'm so glad you've joined us. And if you've been listening for a while, thank you for coming back. Before we dive in today, I'd love to ask you to like, comment, subscribe, and share this episode with someone who might need it. You never know who might be struggling silently, and this conversation could make a difference. Today, we're diving into a topic that's not only close to home for so many of us, but also often misunderstood. Signs of bipolar disorder, how to tell if someone has it. Understanding the basics, why this matters. Let's start with this. Nearly 40% of people with bipolar disorder are misdiagnosed, often with conditions like depression, anxiety, or ADHD. That's nearly half. And that's a big deal because a wrong diagnosis can mean the wrong treatment, and that can really prolong someone's suffering. So today we're going to walk through 20 signs. 10 signs of mania and 10 of bipolar depression. These are based on lived experiences, and if you find yourself saying, "Whoa, that's me," please know you're not alone. The goal here is understanding, not labeling. Let's walk through this mindfully and gently. You ready? Let's start with the signs of mania. 1. Sleep becomes a stranger. Sleep is often the first thing to go when mania sets in. For me, personally, I know I'm entering a manic or hypomanic phase when I just don't feel the need to sleep. I might stay up all night completely locked into a project, wired, focused, no yawning, no desire to rest. This can last for days, even weeks. And from the outside, it might look like I'm just being super productive, but inside it's a different story. Have you ever felt so full of energy that sleep just didn't seem necessary? 2. A sudden spike in sexual energy, hypersexuality. Here's one people don't talk about enough. Hypersexuality. Over 60% of people with bipolar experience it during manic episodes. It can mean an increase in desire, but also risky or compulsive behavior, things that just aren't you. And because bipolar is cyclical, there are also times when sex is the last thing on your mind. Ever noticed your sexual drive swinging to extremes for no clear reason? 3. Anger that feels like it comes from nowhere. Mania isn't always euphoric. Sometimes it's dysphoric, which means full of irritability, anger, even rage. One small trigger, something that normally wouldn't bother you, suddenly feels huge. And boom, meltdown. It's like your emotions are turned up to 100, and you can't find the volume knob. Have you ever reacted in a way that shocked even you? 4. Racing thoughts and pressured speech. This one's intense. My brain races so fast that I can't keep up with my own thoughts. Ideas fly in from every direction, and when I speak, I might switch topics mid-sentence or talk so fast people can't follow me. That's pressured speech, and it's a big clue that the mind is moving faster than it can process. Ever felt like your brain's in fast forward? 5. Distractibility, shiny object syndrome. When I'm manic, focus becomes a challenge. I jump from one thing to another, emails, cleaning, new business idea, back to cleaning. Nothing gets finished. Everything is urgent. Everything is exciting, and yet nothing is grounded. Do you ever feel like you're being pulled in 5 directions at once? 6. Feeling invincible, grandiosity. Grandiosity makes you believe you're capable of anything. Sometimes I genuinely believe I could change the world, or become a famous author overnight. It's not just self-confidence, it's an inflated sense of self. And while it feels incredible, it often leads to risky decisions. Have you ever felt like you were unstoppable, like the world finally got you? 7. Impulsive spending sprees. I once bought a full music studio on a whim because I was convinced I was going to be the next big star.
No budgeting.
No second thoughts. Just dopamine-fueled purchasing. That's what mania does. It creates a rush, a high from buying without thought of consequence. Have you ever made big purchases during a high moment that you later regretted? 8. More risky substance use. This one's tricky. Mania lowers inhibitions, just like alcohol. So sometimes we drink more, use drugs, or do things we normally wouldn't. Not because we're reckless, but because the part of the brain that says slow down is off duty. Have you ever felt your judgment was off even though you felt great? 9. Sky-high energy levels. When mania hits, everything increases: projects, hobbies, socializing, even sex. It's like plugging into an endless battery, but it's not sustainable. What goes up eventually comes down. Do you ever feel like you're buzzing with energy, even if your body is tired? 10. Denial, not seeing it at all. Perhaps the most dangerous sign is this: not knowing you're unwell. When I'm manic, I often dismiss people who tell me something's wrong. I think I'm fine, better than fine. The mind can be really good at protecting itself, even from the truth. Ever had someone tell you you weren't acting like yourself, and you just didn't see it? Now let's talk about bipolar depression. Just as the highs can be high, the lows can be crushing, and depression in bipolar is often tied to what happens after the manic phase, that emotional crash. Let's walk through what that looks and feels like. 1. Losing interest in everything. It's like someone turns off the switch. Things that used to light you up, hobbies, friendships, even your career, feel meaningless. You're not lazy. You're not unmotivated. You're numb. Have you ever felt like joy just disappeared? 2. Deep sadness without reason. This kind of sadness is confusing. There's no clear cause. Nothing happened, but you feel empty, broken. And when people ask, "What's wrong?" you genuinely don't know. Have you ever tried to explain your sadness and come up blank? 3. Fatigue that hurts. This isn't "I need a nap" tired. This is getting out of bed feels like climbing a mountain tired. Even a shower can feel physically painful. And no matter how much you rest, you're still exhausted. Does your body ever feel like it's made of stone? 4. Isolation becomes the norm. I stop responding to texts, cancel plans, vanish from social media. Not because I don't care, but because I'm just too overwhelmed to be around people. It hurts me, and it hurts others too. Ever pulled away from everyone without knowing how to explain it? 5. Appetite swings. Comfort food binges or complete loss of appetite both happen. Food becomes a way to feel something or nothing. Has your relationship with food changed during tough emotional stretches? 6. Letting go of self-care. Showering, brushing teeth, changing clothes. It all feels impossible. Depression zaps the energy for even the basics. And the guilt that follows? That's real too. Have you ever struggled to take care of yourself even though you wanted to? 7. Sleep that doesn't help. Too much. Too little. Always tired. Sometimes lying in bed for hours, not sleeping, just thinking, worrying. It's exhausting. Does your bed feel like both a refuge and a trap? 8. Slower thinking, harder decisions. When I'm depressed, my brain feels foggy. Simple decisions take forever. Tasks pile up. It's like trying to move through molasses. Do you ever feel like your brain just won't cooperate? 9. Physical pain without clear cause. Headaches, muscle pain, random aches, depression hurts. Literally. And the pain can feed the sadness, which then feeds the pain. Have you ever felt your emotions in your body? 10. Thoughts of not wanting to be here. This is the scariest part. Thoughts of death or suicide can come fast and hard. If this is you, please reach out. You are not alone. Your story is not over, and you are deeply needed in this world. If your mind is telling you that you don't matter, you do. Please talk to someone. Talk to your care team. Talk to someone you trust. You deserve help. You deserve life. What we've talked about today isn't a checklist for a diagnosis, but a window into what bipolar disorder can look like. Everyone's experience is different, and if some of this resonated with you, that's okay. The next step isn't to panic. It's to reflect and maybe start a conversation with a mental health professional. And remember, there is no single test for bipolar disorder. Diagnosis takes time, care, and often a look into your full story, your symptoms, your family history, your patterns. Want to help your doctor? Bring them this episode. Make a list of the signs you connect with. That's a powerful first step. If this episode helped you in any way, I'd be so grateful if you'd like, comment, subscribe, and share it with someone else who might need it. That small act could change a life. Thank you for spending time with me here at Bipolar Talks. Remember, This episode is for informational purposes only. It's not a diagnosis. Always consult with your care team and mental health experts for personalized support.